Hi guys, it is no secret that I absolutely love Godox products. It's not a secret because I yell about it all the time. Half my studio here is Godox. Godox UL150 key light right here. Godox UL60 light here as a fill light, and these two are silent lights, which I absolutely love. And here is a monitor from Godox, the Godox GM6S. And like all of the Godox products I have, the thing is damn near perfect. Let's talk about it. So my wife is off doing a vision board. I am not kidding. It wasn't her idea, but she has been guilted into it. She's doing a vision board right now, and Tom Brady, my identical twin, is having a bad first half. So I figure, let's go downstairs here in the beautiful studio, Handsome Studios, and talk about this lovely, lovely monitor. Oh my goodness, this thing is such a great all-purpose monitor. It might be the best overall monitor that I can think of that you could buy for the money. So let's talk about the features. The GM6S is an ultra bright monitor. It is 1200 nits, which is plenty bright to see out in the sunshine, which is great. Nice sunny day, you're still going to be able to see your monitor. A lot of monitors, they only have something like 500 nits, you know, and so those things are hard to see in the sunshine. This one 1200, which is good. Now there are monitors that are brighter, some that have say 3000 nits, but here's the thing, this one 1200 nits, which is still quite bright and silent. There is no fan in this. Godox loves not putting fans in things, and that's one of the reasons I love them so much. They do passive cooling, and this thing right here, quiet as a church mouse. You won't hear a thing coming out of this monitor, and that is so great, because some of the monitors I have that have, in fact, all of them that have 1000 nits or more have a very loud fan. This guy, no, I don't know how you did it, Godox, but I love you for it. This 5.5-inch monitor is built exceptionally well, really solid construction. It feels really robust. I like that very much. And you see right there, there's where you put your Sony NPF battery. Not the only way to power it. Of course, no, they have a DC in as well, and you can also power it through USB-C. So that's great. 3 different ways to power this guy. You have an HDMI in and an HDMI out, so you can loop that through to another device. And you see right there, there's a headphone jack, and that is for real-time audio monitoring. And then that other part right there, that little hole that says remote, and that is for, you can buy a separate cable and actually control some of the functions of various cameras. I will leave a link of the different cameras that are controlled, but basically suffice it to say, if you have a Canon camera, this can do a whole lot with the Canon cameras. It can do a little with some Panasonic, some Nikon, and some Sony, but check your camera to see what the monitor can do for you. But it's very cool that in some cameras, you can control the settings like shutter speed, ISO, recording, starting and stopping right from the monitor itself. That's very cool. So right here, we have a slot for an SD card, and that is so you can update the monitor itself, but you can also add in your own custom LUTs, which is great. I often use either my own LUT or a Paul Leeming corrective LUT, and so I can just load that right onto the monitor there, and I can see what my final image will look like, which is very helpful instead of looking at that washed out gray log footage. Comes with a few accessories in the box because Godox wants you covered right here. Here is a cold shoe mount that you can just mount to the camera, to the monitor. And then it comes with 3 HDMI cables, which is great because I have cameras with various HDMI ports, and it has a regular HDMI, the micro HDMI, and the mini HDMI. And it has this little grill that you put on right here. It just snaps on a little plastic grill. And what that is for is to attach the little sunshade that comes with it. Just a little plastic sunshade with some Velcro. Just stick that up. You are ready to go in the sunshine, doing this super smooth and super fast like a professional. Look at that, see? Now, ready to go. 1200 nits brightness already and a little sunshade hood. Very cool. Glad that's included. I will definitely use this. So let's just turn it on so you guys can see it for yourself. Here is the little power button right there. Focus there, Danielson. Okay, here we go. We're gonna turn her on. Huh? Godox. Okay, I switched the setup so you can see what I'm doing. I got my trusty little Panasonic G7 from 2015 filming the screen right now. And I don't know if the little G7 is picking this up properly, but this is just a beautiful image coming out of the Godox GM6S. And I don't mean just because I am on the screen. That definitely definitely helps, but it looks great. So I'll show it here on the FX30, not only so you can see the image coming through my Sony camera here, but also because you can see the lag or lack thereof. You could definitely focus pull with this monitor right here. Very impressed, Godox, with the lack of lag between, look at that. That's really good. Right now I have the LUT loaded in there, and here is a thing for you Mac users anyway. You want to format your SD cards to MS-DOS brackets FAT. Do that formatting of the card if you want to load a LUT on, or you want to update the software on the Godox, and then it will work just fine. I have put in the Leeming LUT. This is my S-Log3 Leeming LUT, and it looks just fantastic. Now there's going to be, it's a full touchscreen menu, but there are a bunch of buttons on the top. It goes from F1 to F5, and there's also the scroll wheel where you can use that as well. But this is, let's just see what these buttons have by default. The camera control on and off, and if you buy the corresponding cable. Now see, look, this is how my image actually looks in S-Log3. Look at that, all washed out and pale, which I am a little bit anyway, but it's nice to have a little bit of color back in here with the LUT on. And then this one is the focus assist to show that I am in fact in focus. Of course, I'm using the FX30. Of course I'm in focus. And right here is the false color. Eee, very nice. And what does this one do here? Oh yeah, that's the center marker. Now I would probably change one of those to zebras. I like being able to cycle my zebras. In fact, let's just go into the menu now. You just double tap here. Here's the focus assist. You can change the color. You can change the outline to be a thick one or a thin one. I like the thick one. It's easier to see. And now here's my zebras. See? Now you can see my little tube lights on the side here, and my little RGBs in the background. They have the zebras on because I keep my zebras on at about 85. That's how I expose for this Paul Leeming LUT. So this is good. Of course, these lights are over 85, and I will turn off the zebras. Now here's your waveform. You can turn on all of the waveforms, and they all pop up right here. And let's see, you can't move these around as far as I know, which I think is probably the only drawback to this particular monitor, but the waveforms are in a good place for me, so I'm not going to complain about that. Here is the LUT manage if you want to put the LUT on and off. Here's the loading of the LUT, or just turn it off. You can do that again with the buttons here. Video aspect ratio, if you want to shoot different styles, 16:9s, and you're doing your TikToking, your booty popping, you want different aspect ratios, then there you go right there. You can use your center marker, your safety markers. You can change all of those things if you want. I do wish with the video aspect ratio though that you could set a custom setting for the times when you want something slightly different than they have. So I guess that's two drawbacks right there. And here are some basics where you can just turn on the auto meter, turn on the false color, monochrome, pixel to pixel, and just to zoom in to check yourself and see how pretty you are. And I can turn off the audio meter. You know what? Let's just leave that on. And here is just the display if you want to tailor the display to your liking. And then here's your system. You can save some user settings, which is great if you want to set it up in several different capacities. Let's say you're shooting, with a different aspect ratio for one shoot, and then you want to quickly go to the other. You can set up your user settings right there if you have several people who want to use this particular monitor, and the languages, the volume, which you can also control from the knob right there, and upgrade, that is with the SD card to upgrade the actual firmware in the fella itself, and that is pretty much it. So as you can see, the monitor is dead simple to use, very intuitive, touchscreen is very responsive, and like I said, the only drawbacks would be not being able to move the waveforms and not being able to set a custom aspect ratio. And if you're looking for a recorder, it is not a recorder, it is just a monitor. If you wanted a recorder, you do something like a Ninja 5, but the Ninja 5 is about $500 and this thing is about $300. So if you're looking for a monitor only, then I think this is pretty much as good as it gets when you compare the features and the quality to the price ratio. I really, really like this monitor. So once again, thanks to Godox for sending this little beauty out for review. Godox, if you keep making things this good, you can send me whatever you want. Paper bag, I'll review it. I'm sure the Godox paper bag is one of the best in the business. Anyway, thanks for watching this, everybody. We'll talk to you again soon. Okay, bye-bye. Do you think Tom pulled it out? Do you think he came back in the second half? It didn't look good.